Good morning. Good morning. I love you so much. Good morning. It is almost officially fall. Today is the 20th and it is like 53 degrees outside right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this day that the Lord has made. I'm on my second cup of coffee, about to begin. Simon has been not napping at all lately, and by that I mean like, 30 minutes or so, but it means that he, poor monster, I need you to be more careful. He just like toppled off the table. It means that he's been sleeping in, so he sleeps like really hard at night. Last night, I put him to bed. Okay, I'll start at the beginning here. We had an amazing weekend. For the first time, I think, since he was born. I know it's a terrible thing to say, but I, only have my kid as experience. And so 100% of my experience has been pregnancy was miserable, childbirth is childbirth, postpartum was like incredibly depressing, confusing, difficult. And even just having a baby, it's so incremental, their improvements and their abilities to be in any way self-sustaining, things like lifting their own heads up and stuff like that, like either way. He's gonna be a year in a week, and we're having his birthday party this coming weekend for all of our family and everything. But I'm getting it. Like, I understand now that kids are not just awesome, but if you consider a year a pretty quick amount of time, they become awesome in a pretty quick amount of time. It's just hard to know that when you're in the fog of the first year and have no other experience to back that up, like you can't fake experience, you can't borrow that kind of experience, if you just have to live it. And I get it now. Like, they are so helpless and it's so stressful the first time. And now it's like every time Mike goes and gets him up, because that's his thing. He just loves waking him up in the morning and going and like changing him and everything and telling him like, yay, good morning, time to get up. And then he brings him in to me and I feed him his bottle in the bed and we just, have a little cuddly family time first thing in the morning. Every time he brings Simon in, I'm like, that's a big kid. He's so big. I can't believe how big he is. And he's tall. He's tall for a 1-year-old, but he's just like, it's more about the fact that like they go through so much change in the first year of their life. It is wild. He was a raisin when he was born, a long, lanky raisin. He was unrecognizable, and it is just so awesome. Just so awesome to see the kid he's becoming, and cute. When I tell you guys that I am exercising so much restraint to not put him on the internet because I am sitting on a gold mine. That face is a gold mine, but it's his to make that decision with at whatever point. But he is so gorgeous. And I just did the math yesterday. So yesterday was my first kind of mommy's day out because Mike's cousin is having a baby. And so she had a baby shower. And so he wasn't invited, just all the ladies in the family. And it was lovely. And it involved Mike letting me get ready for like an hour. I took a hot shower. I tried a whole bunch of new makeup that I just got. Like, I had like a self-care moment. And then I had an hour drive each way in the car, which is just kind of therapeutic. I love driving my car. The roads were fairly empty and I just like listened to a podcast and like vibed the whole way there and the whole way back. And then when we got there, it was just this like love fest of all these lovely women. Like, I don't have a particularly big family, but I married into a big family and they're very like New Jersey Italian, just loving, 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 so sweet. And they're loud like me, which is great. The only thing was I was leaving Simon with Mike for like 7 hours basically. And that gives me mommy guilt, but not really anxiety. But he got to hang with Simon all day yesterday. that said, he typically puts Simon to bed, but he was so exhausted. That's a lot. It's a lot. The kid's not sleeping. You know what I mean? 7 hours straight on a Sunday, just trying to like get your stuff done with a baby is pretty like, it's just a lot. Babies are a lot. And so when I got home, I, you know, hung out with him and everything, and just, we had such a nice time. He didn't have any real meltdowns. And he's so mobile that he really wants to be in his scooter. I've shown you guys the scooter. He's so amazing in it. He's so fast, and like he gets the dog food scoop in his hand and he just raises it to the sky and just raises hell, and he's just racing around, and he's so funny. And we just had a really, really great time, you know, just chasing him around and him being silly, and like him having the freedom that like it wasn't this constant fear of him hurting himself. Not to say he can't hurt himself in that thing. He has figured out ways. They figure out ways. He can back into the corner of a side table somehow, you know, whatever. But more or less, he is so much less a source of anxiety and more just fun, and his personality is so awesome. And then last night I put him to bed to just kind of, you know, help Mike out, and he fell asleep really, really easily. But I just couldn't put him down. He like fell asleep on me, and I was just like rocking him in the dark. And I stood there for probably 10 minutes, just rocking him past the time that he fell asleep on me. Because you realize that you have to be in the moment. You have to savor that kind of stuff. Like, how long is he gonna let me squeeze his chubby thighs and actually like, he'll still laugh at it, you know? Probably not that much longer. But right now, if I go chunky, chunky, chunky thighs, he goes, ah. You know, he's not gonna do that when he's like 10. Mobile, active. The word is active. He has so much energy that you kind of gotta hoard your cuddles. And so if I have to take advantage of him being asleep on me in order to get like a cuddle in, I'm gonna do that as a mommy. So anyway, that was my weekend. Today, our house, of course, as Monday mornings always are, our house is a freaking disaster. And I haven't had any kind of like, you know, real physical activity other than like a walk with a stroller in like three days, I think. Maybe 4, I can't remember. But, you know, that I need to film today. I'm actually really excited to film today because I got a whole bunch of new stuff at Ulta. I went kind of crazy. Like, I went in there, I think I dropped $300, maybe, I think more actually, at Ulta, just on like new stuff that I thought was exciting because I thought you guys would be excited about it too. And like I said, I have a party to plan. So I think I might take a trip to, maybe not today, but because I don't know what the helium situation is like, you know, whether I have to, I'm probably gonna have to rent a tank. I do not wanna drive, you know, the 30 minutes back from wherever the heck Party City is with balloons in my car. That sounds super dangerous. You know, we need to decorate and we need to plan. He needs to call the caterers today. He keeps putting it off. I don't know. There's a lot of plates in the air, but it'll all come together. I think my mother-in-law's getting him a cake, and everybody will probably, you know, bring a little something here or there. Oh, and I went to the liquor store the other day, and they've always had wonderful wine, but for a long time they just like didn't. Or I couldn't find it or whatever, like it was out of stock, I guess. And I asked him, I said, you know, are you guys gonna keep carrying this because they stopped shipping direct to consumer? And he was like, yeah, we sell a lot of it. You know, we're gonna probably keep it in stock because people really like it. I said, it is the only organic wine with any flavor. Like, you should keep it around. It's very good. And all the organic wines that I've tried are like water. They really don't taste like anything. Like, they don't bother me. They don't give me a headache or a hangover, but it's like, what's the point if it doesn't taste like anything? So he said, well, you know, if you have one that you like, you know, because they don't carry the rosé. Oddly, they just have like a Chardonnay and a red, and I didn't even know there was a Chardonnay, but either way, he goes, we can just order a case and it's yours. You know what I mean? Like, we can basically facilitate that and just, you know, order cases just for you. And it's like, sir, I'm going to take you up on that offer. Because I'm so sad about my wine. So I was actually just talking to Tyla the other day, and she's the one who originally sent me like a gift box of those wines where Mike and I were like instantly hooked and started ordering from them like online all the time. And it was like, they stopped shipping to New Jersey because she's from New Jersey, and she's like, I know, it's the worst, you know, because I think that she, you know, had it like shipped to friends and family and stuff up here too, and they won't ship to New Jersey anymore. So like direct to consumer. Either way, I have a bottle of red and I have a bottle of Chardonnay in the fridge. So yeah, that is what's happening this morning. I will take you guys throughout anything else pertinent that I do today. But look at this glorious weather. And look at this completely dysfunctional cat who cannot actually drink water. It is, I promise you, all over the floor in front of him and all over his forehead. But I don't know how he survives. Hello, it's now 2:49. I swear I just lose time on Mondays because I get to working and just like burying myself in what I'm doing. So I just filmed a very long Ulta try-on haul and then edited it and then made a thumbnail. And I just kept getting so excited about making it that I kept putting off eating, which is a thing that I do. I haven't had lunch yet. So I'm going to make myself a smoothie and I'm going to go enjoy it outside in the sunshine. I wonder if this sweater is too much. Probably. Yeah, I hauled out a pair of my old glasses. They were just like sitting out when I needed a pair. These are from like I Buy Direct or something. I do not recommend buying from them, but I'm feeling very academic. My daily harvest order came in. New smoothies. We're gonna go passion fruit and greens today. Your girl had a cheat weekend, which I fully endorse, but my digestion needs to get back on track, you know? And we wonder why our son is a maniac. That's a winner. Well, I'll be dipped. It's fantastic outside. My God. Good morning, guys. I finally am calling it on this painting that's going in our bedroom. I have painted it and painted it and painted over it and painted over it. And I feel satisfied enough with it now. And putting a coat of varnish on it actually really just brings everything out, adds a little bit more relief and contrast to it. So that is what I have done. Hello. This is what I look like right now. Today's Tuesday, but Mondays are like this catch-up day where I never actually catch up, you know? Fix my lighting a little bit. And even yesterday I got all the way to picking up Simon and I had forgotten his car seat because I had taken it apart to clean it and forgotten to put it back together and put it back in my car. So Mike had to, like, you know, drive over and get the kid and everything. It was just like, you know, the one thing that I felt like was on autopilot, and it was just like this one exception because I had chosen to take the car out and clean, or the car seat out and clean it. So yeah, today I've still been running around cleaning the house and everything, and the maids are here. By the way, that's what the company calls them. I don't know if this is like a regional thing where people are like, don't call the help maids. And I'm like, I'm not employing them. They're just like a cleaning service that comes to my house every couple of weeks, and the companies call them a maid service. It's like what it is. I don't know. Anyway, I want to get out of their way as usual. And so I figured I'd come down here and finish my painting. I'm actually really happy with it. The longer I look at it, the happier I am with it. I hope that it looks good in the bedroom because I was pretty happy with it, and then I got it upstairs and I was like, it's all green and it's like completely different green from the walls, and it just clashed so bad. And I was like, okay, new rule, no green. And I had to just basically start over. Yeah, I feel like it's balanced. Like it had all these moments where like the composition didn't work and it was like too bisected, and I was like, I don't want it to look halvesies, like that's dumb looking. And now I feel like it's balanced. Yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. When they get done, I'm gonna go hang it in the bedroom, even though it smells like varnish and it needs to dry. Hey dudes, it's 7:04 and I am making, dog is under my feet, he wants food so bad. I'm making gluten-free like Thai seasoned ramen. And this recipe was sent to me by Michaela of Casually Extra. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to try it. It's so easy. Mike's upstairs with Simon just goofing around, and the ramen looks like it's ready. So I'm actually just gonna turn this off, but I will tell you guys how it is. And I just wanted to show you because everybody's always like, oh, you know, I want to do cooking with Kackie. So this is cooking with Kackie, but I'll just put the recipe down below because it's not my recipe. And it went together really, really fast. So it's gonna be delish. I don't want to overcook the ramen though. Michael! He's on the phone with someone in his family, I think birthday. He's got such a big family, it's always somebody's birthday. I'm gonna make a couple of bowls of this and let them start cooling off because I think they're really hot. I completely forgot. There's like supposed to be fresh basil and spinach in the recipe last night.
Damn.
I know. I like pulled the spinach out. I was like, wait a second.
Sounds really good.
I know. I'll have to do it again.
I really liked it.
I'm glad. What?
Holes in these socks.
What do you do to your socks?
Alright.
Been them for a long, long time. Cause it's what he down, and I'm alright. Let me out. I got a baby. Good morning. So I woke up a little earlier today because the shades were up in his room. So I guess the daylight woke him up. It's the first day of fall. It's the first day of proper fall and I am so excited. Now granted, it's not quite there outside right now. It's a little balmy, but it's gonna start raining tonight and it's going to keep raining until it is cool outside. And then we have sunshine all weekend and for the next week after that. The exciting. High of 72 and like, you know, all next week. Oh, I still feel like I'm just like not caught up work-wise and I need to just let go of that because it's just not that big of a deal. But I do have some, what do you call them? Sponsored videos I have to get done for approval because they, you know, they have to be approved before I can put them up. So I can't put them on a tight schedule. Also, it was fine when I woke up yesterday, but then I didn't know that this was possible, but I think I threw my neck out. And so yesterday was slow going. I basically was like in this position all day. I couldn't like lift my head up. Now I have this mobility back, although it hurts. It hurts, but it's not prohibitive. This feels a lot less awesome. I don't freaking know what I did either. It was like I just stood up and something pinched, getting old rules. You know, hopefully I'll try and get some yoga in today. It was completely out of the question yesterday. Completely out of the question. My mobility was terrible. I just kind of, every time I was sitting down to do something, I just put a heating pad on my neck, so boo. But Simon just went to the daycare and the house got cleaned yesterday, so that is a relief. Still haven't ordered groceries. There's so much going on. But, you know, no complaints, just a lot going on. We'll see how much I get done today. I need to film, but it won't take as long as this last one did. It was supposed to just be a normal Ulta try on, but I mean, that's what it was. It was like an hour long. It takes so long to edit something like that. And so hopefully the next ones won't be like that. Just, I mean, you know, 30 minutes is very different from an hour. Anyway, I'm gonna have my coffee and hang out and like decompress and like take a leave. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hello. So I cannot go in the backyard because they have smoked a bee's nest that was in our siding. We tried to find someone who would move the nest, but they would have had to pull all the siding off of our house. It was gonna cost like thousands of dollars, and so we just had to get somebody to come kill it, unfortunately. But yeah, they're pissed. And so I can't go out in the backyard. We're having banana and greens today. Our grocery order just got delivered. I'm starting to feel like I'm catching up, like legit catching up to real time. I just filmed 2 videos and now I have to go edit them. But first I need to thaw because I'm freezing. And of course I'm gonna drink a smoothie and I can't go outside, so I opened the screen door instead. So I'm going to enjoy this, try and warm up a little bit. I know those 2 things contradict one another. Then I just have to go get a rough cut of the favorites video so that I can send it in for approval. And then I'm hoping, yeah, I think I'll do yoga today, try and stretch this neck out, and maybe I'll go to like the party store tomorrow. That won't be in this vlog. I want to show you guys something. I'm super tired because that flow was gnarly and I'm injured. But I can do a flying pigeon. I have to go take a shower. He owns the road.
Simon, do you poop at parties? Always.
Literally always. I poop wherever the heck I
Yeah,
want.
it just reverses. Like, these are ridiculous with this thing.
They doodle doodle, slip and slide.
Bang, bang. You so that bump never gonna pop.
No.
It's a part of your spinal cord.
So I'm getting ready to try some provence salmon tonight.
Salmon! Simon, Simon, Simon,
Salmon, salmon. Salmon, 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 salmon.
Simon, come here.
This is an enormous slab of salmon. I'm going to have to do this all over again, I think. He sounds like a little monkey. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam. Who is that boy? Your face is so red from your popsicle. Oh my gosh, who's the cutest boy in the whole world? Who's the cutest boy in the whole world? It's me, it's me, it's me! Oh. Dinner ready! Hello, good morning. It is Thursday now, and it's a little after 8:15 a.m. Hello. And I just wanted to, what is on my mouth? I don't know. I just submitted my sponsored video for approval. Feels good, getting things done. It is wonderfully rainy outside, and I wanted to update you guys on one thing before I close this vlog out. So I told you guys that I went to that baby shower and there were a lot of different desserts there, and I brought some home for Mike. there were pinoles, which are these almond paste based Italian cookies that have, you know, I've seen various decorations, but typically they have pine nuts all over them, and they're gluten-free because they don't have flour in them and they are, you know, made with almond paste. Well, I didn't really know what specifically a pinole was, and I thought that that was referring to all of the cookies. You might be seeing where this is going, but there's a twist. So I packed a bunch into these little containers that they gave us, and I brought them home, and Mike pulled them back out of the fridge last night when we were, you know, watching TV, and he was just having a little nibble of something sweet. And I was like, oh, you know, Maria said that they're all gluten-free. And so he gave me one. And as I bit into it, I was like, this is delicious. I'm chewing on it, chewing on it, chewing on it. I was like, that's not pinole. It was really good, you know? It was like dipped in chocolate, and it was like a type of disappear in your mouth kind of simple, beautiful, sugary confection cookie that I had not experienced in a very long time, and it was just fantastic. And as soon as I'm chewing like the fourth bite of it, you know, all the part that was dipped in chocolate, I had this sinking feeling. I was like, I don't think that this is one of the gluten-free ones. She thought that I knew what a pinole was. I thought that she was referring to all of the cookies. Turns out it was a specific kind. And had I known that, I probably wouldn't have even eaten a pinole, because it was like touching all the other ones, and I'm like very wary about, you know, contamination and stuff. So minutes pass. We finish our show. We start another episode of our show, and I don't have a reaction. I woke up this morning and I still did not have a reaction. Okay, I for sure ate gluten last night. I know that I did. And I am not wishful enough to think that that means that I am miraculously overnight cured of being gluten intolerant. But it does confirm the suspicion that I have had all along, but have been far, far too terrified to test, which is that my gluten intolerance was actually glyphosate intolerance masquerading as celiac the way that it tends to do. And it's a double-edged sword, right? So on one hand, it's a good thing because it makes a lot more sense, because I still, after a few years of cutting out gluten, but still playing kind of fast and loose with my diet, other than that, I started to have very similar symptoms again. The symptoms I get are basically like, I'm constipated forever. Forever. Like never at all. And my belly gets really distended, and I start to lose fat mass. Essentially, it burns off all of the like metabolizing, well, cilia on the inside of my digestive tract, and it makes it so that I can't metabolize fat, which is what is very usually a signal of celiac, is that you're having that reaction specifically to gluten. And you guys will recall, you know, I absolutely incinerated my gut flora with a round of amoxicillin a few months ago, and wound up in the emergency room with colitis because I could not stay hydrated. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm not saying that all of a sudden my gut has decided that it is a superhero and that it's resilient and that I have, you know, a digestive tract of steel. I'm not, I don't think that. What it is really is that oh, we're counting down. I think that means the card's gonna be full in a second. Anyway, what's really happening is that my gut, if I'm well behaved, meaning I eat like all organic and I don't ingest a whole bunch of pesticides, my system stays pretty happy and it can take more hits, basically. So if I'm at like the top of what my body can handle, everything will really irritate my system. So like it will manifest as a sugar sensitivity, a gluten sensitivity, fiber, anything like that will just like throw my system for a loop. But if I've been eating all organic like I do, then something like a few bites of a wheat-based cookie, I have absolutely no reaction at all. Now, the other side of the sword, I mean, granted, that's great and everything, but I am not going to be that person at parties or at restaurants being like, yes, I'm glyphosate intolerant. Like, even if I'm not celiac, it's so much easier to just say I'm gluten intolerant because I just don't want to risk it. And I do know that it is the thing that is most likely, because I'm like specifically, I mean, it's a very difficult thing for human bodies to digest, especially if you are sensitive to it. But I mean, it is something that like a lot of people are mildly sensitive to. And it just depends on the condition of my system. So it is the safest thing for me to stay away from. But it's great to know that something like cross-contamination or the occasional whoopsie daisy is not going to kill me if, oh, also wine, that's the other thing, that, or alcohol of any kind. If I'm like at the top of my body's tolerance, like if I've been really, really badly behaved, I will get a hangover from like, you know, a half a glass of wine. But you know, since I drink now only organic wine, here we are. But yeah, I'm not going to be that person at parties that's like, well, glyphosate is the main ingredient in Roundup, and Monsanto has created Roundup ready crops that they force farmers to use in the United States, so that they have to use Roundup so that they can control the harvest of their crops better, and they're essentially in a death loop with this gigantic company. And you know, and then tell the story of how my grandmother died of a cancer that was caused by pesticides. Yes, she was, because she sprayed her yard indiscriminately because she didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Yeah, so I don't want to be that person at parties, the glyphosate girl, so I will continue with my gluten intolerance shtick. But my card is full, so I must